Ladies and gentlemen, here they come from the back right of the airfield. Please give a big warm welcome to the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight! Station Commander, Group Captain Dutch Holland. Big round of applause for our Station Commander on board. It's a great honour to see the BBMF flying again. As always, they are a wonderful sight, and as said earlier, they are some of the oldest aircraft still flying, not only in the world, but in the Royal Air Force. The Lancaster in particular, very unique bird these days. Of over 7,000 that were built during the Second World War and immediately after, only 2 Lancasters are flying in the world today, and we have one of them, and one of the greatest. Our Lancaster is especially wonderful because at the end of May it celebrated its 80th anniversary. Yes, the Lancaster, ladies and gentlemen, is an 80-year-old aircraft and is still flying perfect today. Truly wonderful sight. Picture perfect moment there, wonderful to see them. The iconic Merlin engines there just thrumming away. Can't go wrong with it. Flying today is the Spitfire PS853 from Coningsby. It was one of originally 225 of the Supermarine Spitfires built during the Second World War. This particular aircraft was operated from RAF Waddington by 16 Squadron. It flew its first operational sortie on the April 3rd, 1945, supporting Operation Crossbow, which was to hunt down V1 and V2 launch sites in Europe. The RAF's first gas turbine aircraft, the Gloucester Meteor. On 15th of August 1952, Eric unfortunately passed away while flying a North American Harvard at RAF Cumberland. He left behind a 3-year-old son, Anthony. Now living in Tasmania, Tony has designed and built thousands of Rolls-Royce engines used during the Second World War. It spares the pilots everywhere in the United Kingdom. cigarette case, which Tony believes his father carried throughout his wartime flying. PS-853 flew the 16th quadrant all the way through to the war's end, before spending time at Calais in Germany. Post-war, the airplane avoided strong attacks due to its high altitude capabilities and became part of the temperature and humidity of the upper air masses, or thumb flight, at RAF Waddington until